Hey guys, and welcome to our first YouTube video. My name is Max, I'm from Plandifferent, and today we're going to talk about the Life Planner in 2023 and how it works. Before we get started, I want to inform you that we're using the eucalyptus version here, but we also have other colors, which are purple, beige, blue, orange, and midnight. Also, one more thing before we're going to dive into it is that this planner, which is one of the highlights, has more than 12,000 hyperlinks. How do you use them or how to access the hyperlinks works with a little trick. So here in the right top corner, you can see the little pencil symbol with a circle around it. If you click on it, the toolbar is showing up. We're, by the way, using GOODNOTES here, but we also used Notability and tested our product there, and it works great. But for now, we're going to stay with GOODNOTES. So if you click on this little button in the top right corner, it shows you the toolbar, right? So this is the bar where we can like text, highlight, erase, use the lasso tool, put stickers into it, and so on. But we want to use for clicking or for making the hyperlinks clickable, we click again on this little pencil in the top right corner, which is then surrounded by a circle, and this makes it possible to click all the hyperlinks. So we're here actually already on page 2, and page 2 is just a little overview on how to get started. If you have any doubts or questions, you can always click here on this button, which says how to use the planner, and it's going to lead you directly to our YouTube channel, or let's say to this video we're gonna recording at the moment. On page 3, you'll find information about how to use the planner. And there's one very important thing which is written here: do not delete any page of the planner because it might damage the hyperlinks. This is very important, guys. You can always duplicate and add more pages, but never delete them, because it might be possible that somehow the hyperlinks structure actually gets destroyed, and you don't want this, because this would make the planner less usable or less user-friendly. So as you can see here in the top right corner, you have the home button, which always brings you on this page, and you have the information page, which is, by clicking on it, always leading you to page 3. And we're going to talk about the top bar and the right bar later. So having said everything, we can jump to the home button, where you get an overview about what is the planner actually containing. So we have a yearly overview, we have a monthly overview where productivity meets mental clarity, and we have a weekly overview. In the weekly overview, for example, you'll find access to the priority matrix, the fitness planner, the meal planner, but we're coming back to this later. And we also have a daily planner, which is here and always connected to the journal. And we have further or other templates, such as project planner, for example, or the health tracker. Having said that, we're going to click on the right top corner again on the pencil, and then directly jump here on this button to get to see the yearly overview. The yearly overview is an overview which contains more than 400 hyperlinks, and you can actually nearly click anywhere to access further pages. So once, for example, all the months here, they contain a hyperlink. Also, the calendar weeks here, they contain hyperlinks and bring you to the weekly overview, and each number of all the 365 days of 2023 contain hyperlinks. So if we click again on our symbol here in the right and have it circled, we could, for example, jump to June the 15th just by simply clicking on the number, and you'll find yourself on the daily planner overview. From here, for example, you could access journal, or you could jump into the week. To demonstrate, we're going to jump into journal. Here you can, this is a space where you can just leave your thoughts or whatever that is coming to your mind and doesn't fit in the daily planner or in another page. And then if you want to go back to the day, you can simply click on the day. And from here, further onwards, you can click on the week, which is then calendar week 24. Also, this page contains a lot of hyperlinks. As you can see here on the right, we have access to the priority matrix, the fitness planner, and the meal planner, where you always find access regarding the certain week. So here we are in the calendar week 24, which means if you would click on the priority matrix, which we can demonstrate once, but we're also coming back to it later, you would be here in the weekly priority matrix of calendar week 24. But we're coming back to it later, so we go back to calendar week 24, and we also find hyperlinks here under the days and under the dates. Just by clicking on it, you'll jump into, for example, June the 13th. Going back to our yearly overview, I want to show you how it looks like if you click, for example, on the calendar week. Obviously, you'll land here. And if you click on the month, for example, let's click on August, you will come to the monthly overview. The monthly overview is also quite interesting because you have space here on the right to put your goals and priorities, the top 3 for August. Obviously, you can also, if you have more or less, you can write more or less. And you'll find here on the right also access to the habit tracker, which is a monthly overview, the budget tracker, the sleep tracker, mood tracker, and the wellness wheel. Plus, you have the possibility to use the hyperlinks that are under all the numbers to jump into the daily overview. And you can also access the weekly overview by just clicking here on these buttons. We quickly demonstrate it. We jump into the week, and we can jump by clicking on the yearly overview back to August. Another opportunity, if you're in the week, or let's say in the day, the 15th of August, to go back to the month actually is by clicking here in the top bar on the monthly overview. Because the monthly overview is just a page with 12 more hyperlinks that lead you always to the monthly overview. So we wanted to go back to our August, which is here. So we just click on August and we'll be back in the monthly overview, which is great because this allows you actually to jump in between pages very easily without getting lost or looking for a certain page for a long time or for ages, rather said. Having said that, we want to talk about the fourth item, which is here on the top left. Actually, it's the little camera symbol. This is just a cute little opportunity for you, if you're interested in it, to put some photos or memories into the calendar. For accessing it, you just click on it, and then you can add or upload photos here in case you want to do this. Obviously, you don't have to do this. In the next step, we want to talk about the sections we can find here on the right. These sections are household, health, mental clarity, and productivity. By accessing it, as always, make sure you have the pencil and the little circle here in the top right corner selected, and then click on household. Here you'll find the overview, for example, a travel planner, where you can plan your next traveling. Obviously, the to-do list or the not to forget list is not big enough, but this is just an opportunity to put or to write down things you don't want to forget or which are really important for you, such as your wallet or your phone charging cable, for example. Furthermore, besides the travel planner, you have the cleaning schedule, which you can also duplicate as often as you want. It's perfect for shared files, for example, and you can simply write down here, for example, for Monday or Tuesday, who's gonna do what. You also have the opportunity to make sure that there's like monthly tasks or seasonal tasks, which could be like a big house cleaning with everyone together, for example. And so you can actually just use this template as an option to write down whatever is important for you to keep the house clean and tidy. Having that said, here in household, we will jump onto the budget tracker. The budget tracker for you gives you an opportunity to simply get an overview, a monthly overview about your finances and your expenses, and also the final balance, how much money you're having on your bank account after the month. You can here write the monthly goal, plus, which is very important to know, is that you can always jump back into the month. Here in the top right corner, for example, we have January. But I also want to tell you that if you access the monthly tracker through the household section, you always will be in January. And this also is the case for other sections. Why that? Because it's connected to our main template board. But what are you going to do, or what can you do if you want to, for example, access August or the monthly budget tracker of August without having to scroll? This is actually quite easy. So you can either, one opportunity as said would be scrolling in my case. Some people also swipe. You can change the settings always here in the top right corner. Another opportunity would be to simply click on the little arrows here to jump into the next or onto the next page. But another opportunity, obviously, as I said, is accessing it through the month. So here, for example, we can see that we're in April. So we can, for example, jump to April, or let's even say we're going to go into the monthly overview. We're going to jump into August, and then from August, here on the right, we'll click on the budget tracker. So this is the best way to access it. And here I also have an example for you how this could look like, how I track my income and my initial balance and also my monthly goal. Jumping back into a household, we have further planners or further templates such as password keeper, where you can write down a website, a username, and a password. You can also duplicate this page as often as I want. I just want to inform you guys that please take care of your passwords. Do not share them. But for anything that is less important, you have the opportunity to write it down here, but obviously you don't have to do it. Jumping back into household, we have two more templates. One is the meal planner. Here you can see we're actually again in the weekly overview, so that means that you can also always access the meal planner from each week just by clicking on it, and then you'll be landing in the certain week. And here on the left, you have the opportunity to, or actually you have the certain lines, and for example here is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on. And you can write down what you have had for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and the snacks in between. And from here, for example, you can, in this section downwards here, you have the opportunity to access the recipe card. So you can do so, and you can write down recipes. You can put a photo here. You can put the ingredients, the difficulty, how you would review it, the cost, and if it, for example, was vegetarian. But obviously, you can also access it through household just by clicking on recipe card. Jumping into the next section, which would be the health section. As you can see, it's also highlighted here. We have the fitness planner, the sleep tracker, the period tracker, and the health tracker. I'm gonna jump quickly into them. And as I said, also these templates can be accessed through either the week or the monthly overview, always depending on if it's connected to a week or a month. But you will always see it because here it says we're in the calendar week 1, which means this tracker or this template can also be accessible through the week, right? Cool. So here, the fitness planner is just an opportunity for you to write down your activity. Obviously, if you're going to the gym and you want to write down all your sets and all your exercises you did, there's not enough space. But for example, you could write down here activity that you went for a run 30 minutes and that you drank afterwards a liter of water, and you just fill it out, for example. Going back to health, we have the sleep tracker. The sleep tracker actually gives you the opportunity to track your sleep, and I want to show how it works. So, for example, choose a color, and as you can see here, we have the days, and this top bar here actually shows you like the hours, like when you went to bed and when you woke up. So you can start drawing. And the idea is that you draw, for example, here on the 5th of January, that you draw on the line itself. So let's say on this day, we went to bed at 11 or 10:30, but we woke up at 6. So you just draw the line until 6. You can also adjust it a bit and make it straight here on the line. And because you didn't sleep that much, or maybe you didn't sleep that good, your energy level is, let's say, 4 out of 5 dots, which means the energy level maybe is 80%. You have good energy, but not the best energy for today. Just an example on how to use this one. Jumping back into health, we have also the period tracker for women. It works similar. You choose a color and you just mark the days that needs to be marked for you. I think everyone knows how to use it. And then in health, we also have the health tracker, where you can write down when you have visited the doctor. You just put the date here, the symptoms, the doctor visit, the prescription, and if the doctor commented anything else. The next section where we want to jump in is mental clarity. Mental clarity is containing 6 different templates, which are the following. The vision board, we're starting with this, is a template which you can also find here in the top corner. You can either click here on it, or you click directly on the top, in the top bar on vision board, and you'll see that it's wonderful highlighted, and it gives you an overview about different boards, like the health board, family board, relationship board, the lifestyle board, and so on. And for example, if we click on the lifestyle board, because all the boards, they contain another or a bunch of hyperlinks, and you can, by clicking on the name itself, access the board. And this is just an opportunity to write down any thoughts or anything you have in mind here on this board, to not forget about it and to already have put it into, let's say, into a category. Going back to mental clarity, we also have here the reading log, which is an opportunity or a template where you can write down the books, the author of the book, a starting date when you start, or when you want to start reading it, or when you have started, and until when you want to finish it. And you can just give it a rating by filling out, for example, here the little books. We thought it's quite cute to use rather books than stars. If you have liked this book, give it 5 books. The next template would be the journal. We actually have talked about this. The journal is connected to every day. You'll find it. You will find it and you can access it from every day. And especially here, it's important that this is my recommendation, that you rather not access it through mental clarity, because if you access it through here, you always find yourself on the 1st of January. But imagine if you're on the 2nd of August, you don't want to start scrolling until you reach the 2nd of August. You just go into, for example, here the yearly overview on the 2nd August, and then on the journal, which is the way faster opportunity to access the daily journal. But going back to mental clarity, we have more templates here. The wellness wheel, which could look like this. So you just choose a color, and you say, okay, my emotional stability was quite high. Physically, I didn't feel that good, but socially, I felt great. So I'm just using this as an opportunity to get an overview on how I was socializing with my friends or with other people, and if I had fun, if I felt well while doing so. And at the end, it gives you a wonderful round circle with different colors and somehow an overview about how you felt in each month, which for me, for example, is quite interesting as well, because I get an overview about the difference between the months in the winter and the summer. Because in the summer, I usually have filled out more with colors than in the winter, due to the weather, obviously. Mental clarity also contains a mood tracker to track your mood. And how to do this is that you have certain symbols here where that can be equally to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or like I felt here very good and I felt very bad. And for example, you can also use it in another way, but this is how I use it. I choose a color, let's say for here I'll go for black. And on the 1st of January, I felt terrible because it was Happy New Year and we had a long party night. On the 2nd January, I already felt way better, so I put the cross here. And on the 3rd January, I felt great because sun was shining, I had enough sleep, and so on. And this is everything influencing my mood. And then jumping back to mental clarity, we're going to go to the end of year reflection, which is just an opportunity for you to write down or to highlight your highlights, actually, your top 5 accomplishments, the things you've learned, the things you want to improve, the things you're grateful for, and the things or the top 3 goals for next year. And having said that, we're going to jump to our last section, which is productivity. As well, here you can see it's highlighted on the right, and here we have the habit tracker, the priority matrix, and the project planner. And accessing the habit tracker, I already have prepared 3 habits. And how do I track it? I click on the symbol here on the right. I open the toolbar. I use the black pencil, for example, and then in case I have done so, I just mark it. Obviously, on the 1st of January, I probably don't get up at 6:30 and do not have a cold shower plus a coffee with 20 minutes reading in the morning. But let's say I do so on the 3rd of January. So I just set the cross here. And on the 4th of January, for example, I didn't have a cold shower because I maybe went first to sports and then showered warm afterwards. So I don't cross it. But I had coffee and 20 minutes of reading. And on the 5th January, I didn't get up at 6:30, so I don't cross it. But this is the idea on how to use it. And at the end, you get a great overview about how you have followed your habits and what you could have done better, for example. Going back into productivity section, we can also find the priority matrix here, which is always accessible through the week, as mentioned before. And here on the left, you can see the Eisenhower matrix, which has 4 sections. And this is an opportunity for you to prioritize better through the day, the week, and the month and the year. So you can write down here, for example, for this month, if you don't know or if you're not sure how to prioritize, you can write down the tasks or the to-dos you have that are, for example, here, urgent and very important. So this is these priorities should be done first, and priorities that are less important and not urgent will be written down here, and you actually can forget about them. This is the idea on how to use this priority matrix, and you have weekly access to it through either productivity sections or the productivity section here on the right, or as I mentioned before, which is the better opportunity, to access it through the week. For example, here, calendar week 9, by just clicking on priority matrix. Because the idea here is that you have a good mix in between your priorities or your weekly planning on this overview, and if you don't know how to prioritize correctly, you just enter the priority matrix and you do the prioritizing here, and then later onwards you can write it down actually in your weekly overview regarding each day and how you prioritized before. And then last but not least, in our productivity section, we also have a project planner, which gives you an opportunity on how to plan the next project you're actually sticking to or you're working on. Obviously, this is just an opportunity for you to write down stuff. You don't have to do it, but I sometimes use it if I have things in mind or if I have the idea to do something new. Obviously, when the project is getting bigger, you probably switch to the laptop or computer or whatever and plan it there on paper maybe even. But I think this is still a good opportunity to give it a name, a project name, a little overview, and especially this section here with steps or ideas that you can put and write down there if you have anything in mind related to this project. We nearly have talked about everything. I want to give you also the information that here in the right top corner you have a notes section. So besides the journal, this is always a great opportunity to write down thoughts, and you just access it from everywhere. By clicking on it, you can see that the notes section is highlighted then, and you have the opportunity to write down here or to draw things, whatever you want. Having said that, I'm jumping back to our home button and I'm gonna say goodbye. Thank you so much for watching our video. I hope you have enjoyed it, and especially I hope it helps you by actually using the planner, the life planner for 2023. In case you have any questions or any doubts or whatever, you always have the opportunity to contact us here, or even on this page you have further links. You can access our Etsy shop here, you can access our Instagram channel here, and you can also send us an email and we'll always respond to you as fast as possible. Having said that, I wish you a great week and a great day. Bye bye.